welcome to ABC of Storytelling 2.0. My name is Rituparna Ghosh, and every week I share tips, tricks, techniques and secrets from my story bag so that you can use and harness the power of stories and storytelling. Who is this series for? It is for anyone who works with clients, with teams, with internal stakeholders within an organization, with external stakeholders outside your organization, a professional who's trying to navigate through his professional journey with purpose and with a growth mindset, or anyone who wants to connect with another human being and make everyday communication, everyday conversation more powerful and purposeful. How can you do that? With the use of stories. And how can you use stories and storytelling more strategically to connect, to communicate and convince your listener to participate and engage with you? All this and much more in ABC of Storytelling 2.0. I hope you've been following this series, but if you've just encountered, it's never too late. You can catch up on all the other capsules that have come before this, and you can watch it on Instagram, on our YouTube and our Facebook page. My name is Rituparna Ghosh, and the page that you need to search for is Your Story Bag. This week we are on the letter L, and I have 3 of them for you, so let's get started. Storytelling is really 2 words, story and telling. But in this word, there is a third word which is often overlooked, which is the listener, or the art of listening. To be a storyteller, you have to carefully understand who is your listener. And that's something that we passionately advocate at Your Story Bag. Let me give you an example, and let me tell you why we look at the listener very closely. You see, as a storytelling organization, Your Story Bag works with various diverse sets of listeners. There are children we work with, there are parents and educators, there are coaches, trainers, learning and development professionals, young professionals who are trying to get ahead in their life, professionals in very niche segments, for example, sales or marketing, entrepreneurs who are trying to reach out to investors, to customers, to clients, to other fellow entrepreneurs, and corporates who are trying to reach out to their internal stakeholders, their employees, their future employees, to the entire world for that matter, leadership, not-for-profits who are trying to reach out to their donors, to their ecosystem players, as well as to the community that they are working with. Each of these segments that we work with, each of them have a very distinct set of listeners. So when we talk and train all our stakeholders about storytelling, we like to help them understand how can they make stories and storytelling meaningful for their set of listeners. And therefore, we don't have this one umbrella storytelling program at Your Story Bag. All our programs are extremely niche because we are very passionate about helping you tell the right kind of a story to your listener. And therefore, the first L for this week is L for listener. Whoever you are, no matter which profession, why, for whatever reason that you're following ABC of Storytelling 2.0, I want you to carefully ponder upon your listener. Who is your listener and what is your listener expecting from you? Why should your listener listen to you? What is it that you want to communicate to your listener? Your listener may not be a homogeneous group, for example, like us. It may be different sets of people. You have to remember that each set of listener will have their own needs. Yes, humans have needs and wants. And as an organization or as a leader, as an entrepreneur, you have to tell the stories which satisfies their needs and their wants. Let me give you an example. If you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to use stories and storytelling, then there are a certain kind of stories that you will reserve for your investors. There's a certain kind of story that you will reserve for your customer. And there's a certain kind of story that you will reserve or you will tell to your internal team which is trying to design a new product, or trying to manufacture a product, or you are trying to solve a problem about delivery or about any of your logistical issues. Whatever be that, whatever be your purpose, each of these stories are meant for different kind of people. So please pay close attention to who is your listener, or who are the different listeners that you need to cater to, and why do you need to communicate to them, and what are they expecting from you in that exchange. When you understand your listener, you will understand the next integral bit, which is the barriers to listening, or the listening barriers. Each one of us, humans, are bombarded with so many kinds of information, facts, figures. There are lots of things which are distracting us, and therefore we are not always listening with intent. So your listener, for example, if it's your customer who you're trying to educate your customer about using the right kind of lipstick, well, your listener may be bombarded with some offer somewhere, may be bombarded with a recommendation, maybe bombarded with another kind of a new campaign which another competitor has brought out, and therefore your listener is not listening to what you are trying to say, or the listener is not interested in what you're trying to say. Well, you have to understand that your listener is somebody who has very little amount of time, and therefore you have to satisfy that need immediately in that story that you tell. Whether it's a story that you tell in your social media, whether it's a story that you tell a customer who walks in through your store, you have to have the right story which really addresses that customer's need. And what is that need? Only you will understand. Listening barriers are also brought in by prejudices, by bias, by the counter narratives which are running in your customer's head. Remember, when you are making a sales pitch to your customer, when you're making a pitch to your investor, for that matter, the investor has already thought of many questions that he or she wants to ask of you. And to be a good storyteller at that moment, to sell your story, your enterprise story to an investor and ask for the funds, you have to understand what are the listening barriers. You have to assess the listening barriers that are running in your investor's head. Pay very close attention to your listener and the kind of listening barriers that there are out there, and which will hold your story back, which will hinder the effectiveness of your story. To be a storyteller, pay close attention to your listener, be aware of the listening barriers, and work with a strategy that ensures that your story goes and hits the target, that it gives you what you are looking for, and you get your return of investment on your storytelling. L for language. Language is a very important tool for a storyteller, especially the ones who wants to stand up and tell their stories orally. Whichever language that you speak or you choose to tell your stories in, I strongly recommend that you pick the language that comes most naturally to you, the language that you think in, the language that you can easily have a conversation in, a language which is not interrupted. If when interrupted, you can very quickly find your words and you can continue your story without being flustered, without worrying about losing your train of thought or losing the grip on your story. Language should also be the one which your listener very comfortably understands. Pick the words very carefully, pick easy to understand words or easy to comprehend words, and write your script if you have time to write your script. If you have to write your story, write your script using a language which is very easy for people to understand. Remember, when you're telling a story, you want your listener to stay with you while your story is on. You don't want them to pause and reflect and understand the words or the imagery that you are using in your story. And if your phrases are difficult, if you use too wordy a language, then your listener will not comprehend at the speed with which you are talking, right? And that slows down their connectedness, or that slows down their ability to stay connected with you. So use language which is easy to understand, use language which comes naturally to you, use language which you don't have to work too hard to remember. Does that mean that you do not write down your stories? Well, I strongly recommend that you write them down, especially if you have to present them at important junctures, for example, an important presentation, a keynote speech, or you have to record it in a video. I recommend that you write it down so that it helps you put that story in perspective and helps you tell it the way you want it to come out for your listeners. The third L that I have for you this week is length. How long should a story be? How long should my story be? How do I know that I can fit in this long a story in my presentation? Won't my listeners get bored? Oh, my story is too short. I don't know how to lengthen it. Well, these are some of the often asked questions in all our workshops, because that's a question that really intimidates a lot of storytellers. The length of a story. How long should a story be? How short should it be? How much time should it take for them to tell it? And whether their listeners would really endure a long story from them. Well, to answer all of these questions in a jiffy, and to answer that question, if you have one or two about the length of a story, let me answer it with a few tips. First and foremost, try and understand where and how are you likely to tell that story. If it is a keynote presentation, if it is a presentation about you yourself, you've been invited as a speaker, then chances are that the listeners are already settled in, or they're expecting you to tell a lot of stories. And whatever be your subject, you may be talking about your niche, your expertise, you can weave in many stories in there to take your listeners through the course of your journey or through the course of your experience, and to understand what are the factors which have shaped you, or what are the factors that have made you who you are. So in that case, your stories can be of varied lengths. They can be short anecdotes, they can be long stories, there could be stories, there could be a story which begins your entire presentation, there could be a story in the middle and a story in the end, and they could be of various lengths. The purpose of every story defines its length. If you are likely to begin a presentation to tell about yourself, I would imagine you, or I would recommend that you use that time well to tell a story in about 8 minutes. If you're trying to highlight a particular value or a particular experience or a learning, or about a certain juncture in your life, use a story which is again about 5 to 6 minutes in length. You may want to use a short anecdote, a story which will just be for 2 minutes as a tail ender at the end of your presentation. If you are making a presentation, if you're an entrepreneur making a presentation before an investor, then there are many sets of stories that you may need to tell. Your story could be about the problem statement, the problem that you and your enterprise is trying to solve, and that story can be something which is very powerful, which answers all the questions that your investor is looking for in your presentation, and you can spend up to 5 minutes with that. Your stories can also be interconnected, especially when you are telling stories if you're an entrepreneur telling stories in an investor pitch, your stories will be interconnected so that they move from one to the other, about the problem that you solve, about how big is your market, how do you really operate, what is your operating model, what is the market that you're catering to, and what will be your profit margins, or how will you really earn revenue. All of these can be different sets of stories of various different lengths. If you are somebody who's trying to use stories within your professional workspace, trying to energize a team, trying to use a story as an example to get people to share ideas, then your story needs to be really powerful and be very crisp. And in that crisp, when I say crisp, it can be a story which can be delivered in 3 minutes, a story which can even take 1 minute. What is that story for? What is that purpose? What do you use that story to? If I'm going to use that story as a stepping stone to have greater conversation with your team, then go ahead and do that. There's no simple answer to how long should a story be, but I could say that yes, tell a story as long as you can sustain it, as long as you're interested in your own story. Don't get bored in it. Try and understand who is your listener and what is the purpose of using that story, and where does that story really fit in. Have you been invited to tell stories? Have you been invited as a speaker? Then yes, you can indulge in your storytelling. But if you're going to use a story as an example, as a hook, as a stepping stone, as just something to begin a conversation, spend just enough amount of time, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That's enough that you need to tell a story, and that is enough to let that story do its work. So I hope you've got the answer, but if you have a very specific question about the length of a story, do write into me. I'm reachable at contact@yourstorybag.com, and I will wait for your questions. That's all I have time for this week on ABC of Storytelling 2.0. I hope this entire series is not really overwhelming you, because my purpose is just the opposite. I want to simplify it for you. I want to break storytelling bit by bit with little nuggets, with little pieces of information, with little tips and tricks that make it very, very easy for you to apply. If you're getting stuck somewhere, remember you can reach out to me at contact@yourstorybag.com, and I'll be very happy to understand where and how you're getting stuck and how can I help with your storytelling. So follow me, stay with me on this journey as I carry on in the social learning experiment. Share your stories with me, use the tips and prompts, apply ABCs in your work, and tell me whether they are useful for you or not. Join our community and share your stories with others, take feedback and learn from others' experience as well. So until the next week, until the next letter,